Hello, my little sushi rolls. So Slow Sushi here, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a year. I've been gone. Have you even noticed? Probably not, but I'm gonna talk about why I've been gone. And as you guys can see over here, I'm never good with these cameras on which side I'm doing anything on. You can see over here, my background is not set up. My life is kind of a mess. The floor behind me is a mess. My life is just upheaval. Not all of it's bad, though. But I've been gone for a year. We're going to talk about why. If any of you care, if you guys don't want to hear me ramble about my life, then go ahead and click off. But before you do that, don't do it yet. I'm back. I'm going to start making videos again, and we are going to have some fun. We're going to have fun with this. I have a new outlook on YouTube, almost like a renewed outlook, and I have almost the same excitement I had when I started 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, which really doesn't count when you've been gone for a year, I guess, but again, we're just going to discuss that. But for you guys that don't really care that I'm back, or that, don't want to listen to my whole personal life, or you follow me on Facebook and know enough that you want to know, cool. You guys can go ahead and leave and just subscribe, like the video, leave me some nice little comments, and you can be on your way, but just pay attention to, the gaming videos, unboxing videos, my old channel stuff that I used to do, back when I was fun, and, self-assured. I don't think I've ever been self-assured in my life. Anyways, okay, so let's get down to it. The nitty-gritty of everything. Why did I leave for a year? First off, the market became very saturated. What do I mean by that? So, when COVID hit, everybody had to get webcams because everybody was going to school online. Everybody was doing, meetings online for work and all this other stuff. So, everybody was doing, like living their life through the internet. Well, this also created a huge influx of streamers, female gamers, and now Twitch has something called hot tub streams or something like that. So that's kind of like where we went with it. Like everybody just jumped on the bandwagon of, hey, I have a webcam, let me see what I can do with it, which is fine. However, me, myself, anybody that's followed me for a while knows that I have self-confidence issues and body issues. So when you have things like hot tub streams on Twitch, I can't compare with that. A lot of these people that popped on are thin little 20-something-year-old females with amazing makeup jobs, and they're super, super pretty. At least that's my opinion. And there's nothing wrong with bigger girls. I also watch them. I think bigger girls are lovely. But for me, myself, personally, I don't think I can compare to that. So it became a very almost toxic thing for me because I started to feel really bad about myself, which I already have issues with it. So it kind of brought me down a little bit, and I was like, all right, maybe, we'll take a step back for a little bit. I didn't have the hot tub streams by then, I don't think. By the way, just so we're clear, I know that, but everybody was still on the scene, everybody was all of a sudden turning into, like, Twitter and Twitch and Instagram pros and all this other stuff, so it got overwhelming for me. So I could see in my last couple of videos that I made that my heart wasn't really into it. I wasn't engaging with you guys. My commentary kind of sucked. I wasn't paying as much attention to the games I should. I missed a lot of things. And my interest was just, going downhill. I wasn't spending as much time on my thumbnails. So my interest was already kind of failing at that point. It was like a, plane slowly going down. And then things started to pile on. So I planned on coming back probably a month or two after. I even released a video randomly in the middle of that of the cat lady that I had done previously. But I lost my editing software. So just so you guys know, probably for a few weeks, I'm not going to have anything edited. It's not going to be, there's going to be no intro or outro after the video's over. It's just going to be me, playing video games and talking to you guys. because that's what I have for right now until I figure out what editing software I want to use, and until I actually start getting good with it. Kevin was going to do it for me, but he's got a lot going on himself, and it doesn't hurt for me to learn a new hobby. So I lost my editing software, and I was feeling pretty shitty about myself. And then Kevin and I, you've heard me mention him probably numerous times in videos. We did Extra Life one year together, streamed it. Him and I had a pretty bad falling out. I'm not going to give details of it because it's nobody's business. Him and I are good now. But that put me in a pretty deep depression for a little bit, and that kind of set me back even farther. And then a great thing that happened is my oldest daughter moved in with me. As fantastic as that is, it was a huge adjustment. You know, I had to get things set up for her. I had to go out and buy her clothing, you know, because she was only here, like, on the weekends because she was going to school from her dad's. So I had to go out and buy clothing, you know, it was extra meals, it was getting up in the morning to get her on the bus, school stuff, you know, things that I wasn't used to doing. Plus, I had just switched to overnights at my job. So it was wonderfully overwhelming. Her and I have a really great relationship now that we didn't have before because of my, you know, my going to school and stuff before that, not being able to spend a lot of time with her for a couple years. So things are a lot better. But as far as the channel goes, it was another setback for the channel because I had to spend time doing that. And then, which is, again, that's fine. Like, I have my daughter here, and it's helped our relationship a lot. So if my channel had to go kind of towards the wayside for that, then that's what happened. Soon after she moved in, we found out, hey, guess what? There's going to be another baby. Woohoo! As excited as I was, I felt like garbage. Like, horrible. I did not have that with my daughters. I thought that I would be okay. I thought that I'd be able to, you know, continue with the channel. I even had a whole thing where I was going to do, like, vlogs once a week on how the pregnancy was going, update you guys for anybody that cared, and it didn't work out that way because I was so nauseous. A couple years ago, I broke my tailbone, so while the baby was growing, it made it feel like my back was busting out of my skin, and I couldn't stand, sit, lay down, let alone, you know, sit in this chair for a couple hours doing video games and editing and uploading and all that stuff. And I was so tired. I was so tired all the time, and it was miserable. I was very happy for the blessing that I had, but miserable at the same time. And then on top of that, the weight gain, and again, going back to the influx of streamers and comparing myself to people and things like that and being pregnant, it just wasn't a good spot mentally for me. So I was like, okay, once I have the baby, everything will be fine. I can start my channel again. Well, the baby was born. He was born early. His name is Alistair. It's from Dragon Age. Alistair Gray. And then it was funny because I realized after I named him Alistair Gray that Alistair from Dragon Age was a Grey Warden. So I was like, oh, that fits perfectly. That's fantastic. Anyways, so Alistair was born on May 3rd. He was supposed to be taken by cesarean section 2 weeks early on May 24th. So he was 4 weeks early. We thought everything was going to be good when I went into labor. They're like, you know, 4 weeks is early. We'll have the NICU team stand by and we'll go from there. Everything should work out. 36 weekers are pretty strong by that point. There's a good chance of having no complications. Were they wrong? So unexpectedly went into labor. Went in, got my cesarean section. NICU team was standing by. I'll go into his whole birth story and stuff maybe in a vlog next week if anybody is interested in knowing like the play-by-play of how things happened. I know a lot of people follow me on Facebook, but I can give you more insight of what went on. But he ended up on life support at day 2. And he was on that for several days. He was on a drip that completely sedated him. So I did not hear my baby cry. I did not hold my baby. I did not see my baby open his eyes for literally days after he was born. I was able to go see him in the NICU, obviously. 4 days after he was born, I left. I was making trips to and from the NICU every day to make sure that he had milk to drink once he could drink, because he was on a feeding tube. Actually, he was nothing by mouth for a long time, and then they had him on a feeding tube. So that was probably the most emotional thing I've ever went through in my entire life. Like, that is probably the one thing I've went through where it took every other care in the world away and made it so it doesn't matter. Everything seems so small in that moment. So the videos that I wanted to make after he was born, and I felt better and was able to sit down after my cesarean section because I knew I was going to have one, never happened because he didn't come home. I mean, he's home now. He's home. But then when he came home, you know, I wanted to spend every moment with him. I was terrified that something was going to happen to him. There was 1,000,001 doctor's appointments because, you know, he's a specialty baby. So that has taken up the past, he turned 3 months yesterday, actually. So that has taken up about 3 months of my life. I've been able to get out of the house sometimes and go see my best friend. I've hung out with Kevin a couple of times. I've been able to take the the girls out. But it's been very, very limited. And with a newborn, everything's limited anyways because God knows I don't get sleep ever. So he's just preparing me to go back to work in September, I guess. The night shifts. Which is fine. It's a baby thing, and I get it. But it really didn't work out how I wanted it to as far as a channel. Nothing this past year, as far as this YouTube channel, has worked out the way that I wanted it to. I wanted to be back probably like 3 or 4 months after. Well, first it was probably a month or two after, I got situated at work, and then it was just one thing on top of the other, like life does, and it turned into a year, and here we are a year later, and I'm feeling better. I am focusing on myself, and I'm going to start losing weight again. I'm going to start working out because I was starting to lose weight towards, the end of last year, which I think will help me feel a little bit better about doing videos as well, and my personal well-being. What really got me back into the videos is, and everybody should go out or go over and check out on YouTube and Facebook, that Fuzzing 518 show. My friend Fuzzy, he sat down the other day on Facebook Messenger, and he was like, what's going on? Him and I got talking, and he's like, you need to pick up streaming in YouTube again. It made you happy. You should do it. And I was like, nope, can't do it. Why not? I explained, the self-doubt and stuff like that. And he was like, nope. He's like, I think you should do it. So here I am. Him and I sat down. We went to lunch today. We discussed it a little bit more. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm feeling pretty good about starting back anew. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but I may be coming up with a new channel. Me and Fuzzy are supposed to be starting our own web show type thing. I'll keep you guys updated on that as well. It'll be on Facebook and YouTube. But I plan on making possibly another YouTube channel just for that and for, my old vlogs that had nothing to do with the channel, my unboxing videos, and keeping this one to vlogs specifically for this channel, like the I'm sorry vlogs for when I've disappeared, or explaining extra life, which I'm going to go into that probably in another video at some other point. Extra life videos, things like that, I'll keep on this channel, but I think I'm going to move everything else. I don't know. We got to play with it, but it feels good to actually be thinking about doing that stuff and actually being back into this. Even if it's not going to have any fancy editing right away, and even though I'm not at a weight or where I want looks-wise right now, it's something I've enjoyed doing forever, and I just lost that. I lost a lot of myself towards the end of last year, and I'm ready to regain that all back. The little cutie on this thumbnail, that's Alistair. That's kind of my, this is my introduction of him to you guys, just to show you the little tiny person I created. I hope that everybody else's year has been fantastic and has went by well, considering the circumstances. Everything's opening up. I hope you guys are being safe in whatever, decisions you guys are making. And I really just hope that the next year is a lot better for not only me and my family, but for everybody as a whole. And I hope you guys start getting involved with my YouTube channel a little bit, as I come back. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Click the like button. Leave me some comments. I love when you guys leave me comments, because it gives me a chance to kind of see where you guys are at with everything. Actually, you know what? Leave me a comment. Leave me a comment letting me know below what your year has looked like. I want to know. Let's do a mental health check. Even if it's not a mental health check, even if you don't want to talk about that, just let me know something exciting that's happened during the year. Let me know something that's made you sad during the past year. Let me know how you're holding up. Interesting things. So I want to hear from you guys. And hopefully you made it through the past 16 minutes and 35 seconds of this. If you have, thank you for staying. Thank you for listening. As I said, I'm probably going to do a thing of Alistair's birth story at some point for anybody that's interested, to kind of give you a look into what being a NICU mom unexpectedly looked like, to show support for other NICU parents, to show support for anybody that's lost babies. And then we'll talk more about mine and Fuzzy's plans, and I don't want to cram that all in one video. I want this video to kind of just be about why I was gone for a year. But I am back to bless you all with my presence, and I hope that you guys are happy I'm back, because I'm happy to be back. Let's get back to business, shall we? As I said, leave me comments, leave me love if you want to. I've said like 5,000 times. Do I do that a lot? If I do that a lot, can somebody please let me know? Because I would get annoyed by that if I was listening to somebody like that. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for making it through the past 18 minutes of me rambling, if you did. Again, leave me comments below. Let me know how your year has went. Hopefully this setup will get better in the background the next time I do this. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.